The Dallas Cowboys season is officially over. Now what? Let's get into it. What's good, people? What's good? Welcome back to another YouTube exclusive brought to you by Dope Content and DopeContent.com. I am your host, Kevin K. Lou Lewis Jr. here, and we are here to talk about the Dallas Cowboys free agency, the 2023 free agency. A lot of people have been tagging me on Facebook, inboxing me on Facebook. Hey man, where's your free agency video? Who you keeping? Who you cutting? Who you want to get rid of? What should we do with Dak? Dak this, Dak that, Dak this. Oh, I heard they go give Dak an extension, man. What's wrong with them? They shouldn't be doing that. It's just non-stop, and I'm sitting here like, shut up, bitch. Like, oh, jeez. Let's get this video out the way, man. Like, good Lord. You want to know my opinion? And I've been telling everybody the same thing. You want to know my opinion? I'm not giving my words to you free anymore. I'm not arguing with you anymore on social media, going back and forth about Dak Prescott. Well, what you're going to have to do if you want my words, you're going to have to start watching these sports podcasts brought to you by Dope Content, the Dope Sports Podcast live every Tuesday with my guy Tony from Get the Tables. And if you missed it live on Tuesdays because you're at work or whatever, you can always watch it on YouTube. The replay is on YouTube. The replay is on DopeContent.com. Stop asking me questions about things I've already addressed. Only reason I'm doing this because I haven't addressed who I would keep and who I want to cut if I was in the front office of the Dallas Cowboys. And I do this every year. So let's go ahead and get to this video. My mic stand does not want to stay up today, I see. Hopefully this is not a problem. Give me 1 second. I think it's starting to strip on me. But let's get into it. The Dallas Cowboys have already made moves in the coaching staff. Finally getting rid of Kellen Moore, ladies and gentlemen. And I appreciate it. Look, I don't have problems with Kellen Moore, like that. I was just happy to see him gone because it was time to shake things up. And a lot of people that don't like Dak, what they do is, that's when they start pointing out Kellen Moore stuff. Oh, Kellen Moore's a genius. He was top 2 in offense. He was top 3 in scoring. He was this and that over the last 2-3 years, right? That's what they start doing just to say it's Dak's fault. But when we was praising Kellen Moore, those same people was like, oh, Kellen Moore suck. Kellen Moore is trash. He ain't as good as y'all think he is. So make up your mind. Do you like Kellen Moore or no? Or is Kellen Moore good and Dak bad? Or is Dak bad? Or is Dak good and Kellen Moore bad? Which one is it? Me personally, I just don't think they fit anymore. Dak needs something different. I understand this is his 3rd offensive coordinator, but they all came under the same learning tree. Jason Garrett, Scott Linehan, Kellen Moore, they all under the same tree, calling the same type of plays, a whole bunch of short routes, whole bunch of curls, and running on first down. Like, we know what they're doing. If fans can sit at home and call the Cowboys plays from the couch by watching the TV stream, not even the all 22, but the TV stream, we could call their plays and predict their plays. I'm sure the NFL players can do it as well. So that's the problem. So Kellen Moore, he did get another job in LA. So shout out to Kellen Moore, man. Respect to him. He now has Justin Herbert. He now has Mike Williams. He now has Keenan Allen. He now has Austin Eckler. So he's in a good situation, and he's in LA. He's in a good situation. Let's see what Justin Herbert look like. Let's see what that offense look like in the next 2 to 3 years with Kellen Moore. Maybe it is Dak. Maybe it is Kellen Moore. We're about to find out. Now, rumor is now that Mike McCarthy is going all out since he know his job is on the line. According to a lot of people believe that the Cowboys kept Dan Quinn around just to say, hey, if Mike McCarthy don't make it to Super Bowl this year or next year, I should say, this job is yours, Dan Quinn. So that's what a lot of people think is going to happen with Dan Quinn. So Mike McCarthy is probably feeling that. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what that conversation is. Mike McCarthy did say that I'm over here fighting with this freaking mic stand. Mike McCarthy did say that Jerry Jones told him he wants to keep him around for as long as Tom Landry was around. You know, Jerry does a lot of talking. I take it in. I don't take it for nothing. He say this, I don't care. He just say whatever sounds good. That's what Jerry does. He's a typical salesman, you know. So, and he's great on words. He's great on wordplay. So let's get into it. Dan Quinn is still around. Kellen Moore is gone. Mike McCarthy might end up calling the plays. Now word is starting to come out that Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore did not agree on the play calling, which I can believe. I can believe that. One of the reasons Amari Cooper is gone is because he didn't agree with Kellen Moore's play calling, and he called him out. He like, hey man, they call curls again, and I told Dak in the huddle, nah man, we need to go deep because they starting to sit on them curl routes. So Dak changed. Amari begged Dak to change the play in the huddle. Dak got to the line, saw it, changed it. Amari Cooper went deep on the Eagles downfield. And Amari Cooper is gone now. Amari Cooper called out Kellen Moore last year saying, hey man, I'm the number one receiver. They're not scheming plays for me as the number one receiver. And that's been a problem. It took a while. It took up to the end of the season for them to scheme plays for CeeDee Lamb? Just saying. So I'm happy Kellen Moore is gone. It's time to see what Dak is really about under a new regime, under a new umbrella. Like get rid of this Jason Garrett lineup that he's had. The Scott Linehan's, Jason Garrett himself, and Kellen Moore. They all the same. So I'm glad Kellen Moore is gone. Dak needs a fresh start, honestly. And we'll see what happens. If Dak is bad next year, then now we can start talking about Dak being bad. But hey, we got to see him under somebody else. So let's get into these free agency. Hopefully y'all can see that. I don't know what it looks like on your screen, on my screen. You know, it looks pretty big and clear, but hopefully you can see it. That's all I can say. Let's get into these free agents. Who I'm keeping, who I'm cutting. Dalton Schultz, 26-year-old tight end. Free agency here. I'm fine with letting Dalton Schultz go. Anthony Brown, 29-year-old cornerback. I'm fine with letting Anthony Brown go, unless he wants to come back for even cheaper than what he was making already. Or he just want to be a slot, but we really don't need him as a slot because we have Deron Bland. Dante Fowler, 28-year-old DN. If he wants to take the same type of contract that he had last year or this past year, I'm fine with bringing him back. Leighton Vander Esch, 26-year-old linebacker. I really want to re-sign him. He seems to fit with Dan Quinn. Let's go ahead and re-sign Leighton Vander Esch. Anthony Barr, 30-year-old linebacker. He could go. Jason Peters, 41-year-old tackle. I appreciate you, Peters, but I mean, you could go at this point. Trayvon Mullen, 25-year-old DB. I will bring him in for preseason to see what he got and then see what he does in the preseason. But as far as like directly signing him, nah, he could go. CJ Goodwin, 32-year-old cornerback. He could go. Jonathan Hankins, I would definitely re-sign Jonathan Hankins depending on what he wants. So I would definitely re-sign Jonathan Hankins. He seems to fit Dan Quinn as well. Long snapper. I guess you need a long snapper. Go ahead and re-sign him. Noah Brown, he could go. He could go. He had his best season this year, but Noah Brown could go. And we're going to get into the receivers because we're going to talk about Dak because that seems to be the hot topic still, even though the Super Bowl is next week. Everybody's still talking about Dak, but whatever. Noah Brown, he could go. Carlos Watkins, he could go. Matt Overton, long snapper. Do we need another one? I mean, we keep one of them. We don't have to keep both. So long snappers, do whatever you want with him. Luke Gilford, he could go. Cooper Rush, he could go. Brett Maher, they already said they're starting freshman kicker, so he's out of there. Connor McGovern, 25-year-old center. I'm not a huge Connor McGovern fan, but the line you did see the effect once he was out of the lineup. So, and he's only 25 years old. I would re-sign Connor McGovern because there's no guarantee that you go out and find another center. So for now, I'll go ahead and re-sign Connor McGovern. T.Y. Hilton, hey, bye. I'm sorry, they signed you too late. You're 33 years old. We can find another receiver that did what T.Y. Hilton does. Tony Pollard. This is the tricky one right here, right? Because at first, really all season, I was like, hey, let's make sure we at least franchise tag him. If we can't sign him long term, at least put the franchise tag on him. And if it doesn't work out, trade him for something. Just don't lose him for nothing, right? But Tony Pollard did the one thing that you really don't want to see from a running back in a career season. And at the end of the season, he broke his freaking ankle. Dude tackled him, broke his ankle. Last I heard, he had to have surgery. What if Tony Pollard don't recover from that? What if he does like Michael Gallup did and it takes him a while to heal back up? Can you really afford that? Can you really afford that? Will he be the same explosive running back as he was? Zeke just fell off. Zeke used to be explosive too, and he just fell off like that. Speed just gone. Will this happen to Tony Pollard after this ankle injury? Do you want to risk that? Me personally, I've changed my thoughts on Tony Pollard. I will let him go now. A lot of Cowboys fans are not going to want to hear that, but that's just what it is. I will let Tony Pollard go now at this point because, I mean, he's coming off this ankle injury late in the season, literally in the playoffs. So, sorry, Tony Pollard, I love you, man, but that injury changed my whole thought process with him. Terrence Steele, 25 years old, tackle. You got to keep your tackles. You got to keep your young linemen, and you just got to let them grow. You got to let them grow. Terrence Steele was pretty good, so keeping Terrence Steele. Rico Dowd, he could go. Donovan Wilson, please keep Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson is the guy that when you need somebody to go out there and hit and send a message, Donovan Wilson is going to be that guy. 25 years old, talk trash, he bags it up with his physicality. He's a good blitzer. He's a good run defender from the safety position. Keep Donovan Wilson. Keep him. He's not going to cost that much unless somebody just really throw a bag at him. Keep Donovan Wilson. And that's who I'm keeping. That's who I'm cutting from the Cowboys free agency. Now let's get into the salary cap. Because a lot of people are like, oh, we need to get rid of Dak. Get rid of Dak. Trade Dak. Cut Dak. And now, rumor is Dak is looking like he's going to get extended. And Cowboys fans are having a field day with that. And I'm like, do you not understand that this is happening because of cap salary? The problem is he didn't have weapons. Let's just call it what it is. I was trying to figure out a nice way to say it. This man didn't have weapons. He didn't. They got rid of Amari Cooper for nothing. They let Cedric Wilson walk for nothing, being cheap. They let Randy Gregory walk. They let who else? Let me think. La'el Collins is gone. I mean, they let a lot of people walk. And then they start off the season. Michael Gallup missed the first 4 or 5 games because he's injured. Right? But you could have had Cedric Wilson for cheaper than Amari Cooper, but you let Cedric Wilson go too. That literally had Noah Brown, Dennis Houston. Where's Dennis Houston now? Dennis Houston was our number 3 receiver, or number 2, week 1. Dennis Houston, CeeDee Lamb, and Noah Brown. Noah Brown was our 5th wide receiver last year, and he was bumped up to number 2. And y'all wondering why they struggled against Tampa Bay week 1? All you got to do is stop CeeDee Lamb in the run game. That's it. No Amari Cooper. No Cedric Wilson. You didn't sign T.Y. Hilton until late in the season. You didn't go after Odell until late in the season. You didn't sign him because he's still injured. Like, you started wanting to make moves late in the season because you know y'all overachieved this year. A lot of people had y'all coming in 9 wins, maybe 10 wins, 8 wins, sneaking into the playoffs. You end up winning 12. Cooper Rush, that gets injured. Cooper Rush goes 4-1. And nobody expected that. Nobody expected Dallas to come be as good as they were. Nobody expected Dorrance Armstrong to step up like he did after getting rid of Randy Gregory. Nobody expected Dante Fowler to be what he was at the beginning of the season. Nobody expected Noah Brown to be as decent as he was in the beginning of the season. But like, you let a lot of people go from last year. You let a lot of talent go because you was being cheap and you overachieved anyway. Part of that is because you got a good quarterback in Dak. A lot of people don't want to say that though. They don't want to admit that. But part of the reason is because you got a good quarterback in Dak, and you had a top 3 defense for majority of the season. It kind of went up and down near the end, but early in the season, they were top 3 easy. Top 3 defense easy. So let's get into these contracts. Hopefully y'all can see it on this screen. Let me see. I might be able to blow it up. Let me see. I'm not sure. Let me see. See if I can blow this up some more. So I really want y'all to see this. Really want y'all to see this. Really want y'all to see this. And if you can't see it, I apologize. But I will go over the numbers. I will go over the numbers for you, for the people that's trying to get rid of Dak, and for the people that's trying to get rid of Zeke and all this. Let's get into it. Dak Prescott right now is a $49 million cap hit. If you want to trade Dak, if you trade him before June 1st, you're going to eat a $58 million dead cap hit. So it's cheaper to keep him. Let's go to cut. If you cut Dak before June 1st, you're going to eat $89 million. If you cut him after June 1st, you're going to take his whole contract and you're going to eat that $49 million without your quarterback. Once again, if you trade him before June 1st, it's going to cost you $58 million in dead cap. If you trade him after June 1st, it's going to cost you $18 million. So there you go. You save $31 million, but you still eating $18 million for nothing. Now let's get to the restructure. If you restructure Dak, $22 million is freed up just like that. If you restructure him. If you extend Dak Prescott, $23 million in the cap space for this year will be freed up just like that. So for all the people that's mad that the Cowboys are talking about extending Dak, this is the reason why. If you want people to put weapons around Dak so Dak can be the best Dak that he can be, and you want this team to be loaded up like the Eagles and the 49ers, who did a great job, by the way. 49ers added Christian McCaffrey. They went to the NFC Championship last year. They added Christian McCaffrey. Eagles added Bradbury. They added Robert Quinn. They added Linval Joseph. They added Dominic Sue. They added Gardner Johnson. They added A.J. Brown. Like, they went for it. Cowboys had a chance to sign Bradbury, didn't go after him. Joseph didn't go after him. Sue didn't go after him. Cowboys didn't do nothing. They got rid of people. The Eagles got better, but you mad and saying Dak sucked and the Cowboys this and that. I'm tired of being a Cowboys fan. Be mad at the front office, bruh. The last 3 teams to make the Super Bowl in the NFC, they loaded up. Tampa loaded up. The Rams loaded up. 49ers ain't made the Super Bowl, but they made back-to-back NFC Championship games. They loaded up. Eagles loaded up. Load up. The AFC is getting in by Hall of Fame quarterbacks. NFC is loading up on talent. That's just what it is. So while everybody's getting better and loading up on talent, Cowboys were letting people go and letting people walk, trying to save salary cap. You know, like, again, I was more upset last year when they lost the wild card game to the 49ers versus this year. Because last year, I felt like they had the talent to do it. This year, they wasn't projected to do anything. Especially with the season started with you missing Michael Gallup for 4 or 5 games. You missed Dak for 5 games. Tyron Smith was out until week 15? That's when we got Tyron Smith back. And then when he came back, Terrence Steele got hurt. Connor McGovern got hurt. Anthony Barr was hurt during some part of the season. Jordan Lewis was hurt for the season. Anthony Brown was hurt for the season. You missed Van Der Esch for a couple of games. Like, come on, man. This team overachieved. But again, you getting rid of people. You letting talent walk when everybody else was loading up on talent, but you expect to win the Super Bowl. And people talking about, oh, Mike McCarthy job is on the line. What the hell are you talking about?
Shut up, bitch.
This man won back-to-back 12-game seasons. He had back-to-back 12-win seasons, even with you taking talent away from him, even with injuries. But his job is on the line. If they lose, man, stop. Get out of here. Let's get to Zeke. A lot of people want to get rid of Zeke, right? So let's get to Zeke. If you cut Zeke, is costing you $16 million, closer to $17 million in the cap, right? If you cut him before June 1st, you're still gonna eat a dead cap of $11 million. So that's $11 million going into your cap for nothing. If you cut him after June 1st, you save some more money. You're eating a $5 million, close to $6 million cap. So you save $10 million in the cap, but you're still gonna eat at least $6 million. So if you want to cut him, you might want to cut him after June 1st. That'll save you $10 million in the cap if you do it that. If you trade Zeke Elliott, it's going to cost you $11 million in dead cap. So you're saving $4 million, close to $5 million if you trade him before June 1st. If you trade him after June 1st, it's only going to cost you $5.8 million once again. So once again, you're saving close to $11 million if you trade him after June 1st. So anything that you want to do with Zeke, from the way it's looking, do it after June 1st. So you can save at least $10 million in the cap, $10 to $11 million in the cap. So trade or cut, however you want to do it, it'll save you $10 million. You're still going to eat close to $6 million, but you're still saving, right? If you restructure Zeke, it saves you $7 million. You gain $7 million in the cap space if you restructure. If you extend them, you gain close to $8 million. Y'all see how this work? Y'all see why you just can't say, oh, let's cut him. This is not Madden. You have to pay attention to the cap. All the people that's mad about Dak, this is look. It makes sense to keep Dak because you're gonna eat a lot of cap space, dead cap, if you get rid of Dak. Zeke is a little easier to work with, right? Because you can save 10, 11 million with Zeke if you do it after June 1st. That's easier to work with. Let's get into these tougher decisions, right? Tank Lawrence. I don't think Tank Lawrence is going anywhere, right? Let's restructure Tank Lawrence. That saves you $9 million in cap space. Zach Martin would save you $9 million in cap space. Restructure Tyron Smith would save you would add you $6 million in cap space. All these are adding. All this in the green is adding you to your cap space. Right now, the Cowboys are currently over $7 million in cap space. Dorrance Armstrong, restructure him will give you $2 million. Go ahead and restructure Michael Gallup because he definitely didn't live up to his contract. That'll give you $7 million. And then everybody else is pretty much expendable. Tyler Smith and all them, these guys on cheaper contracts. But these are the people you need to look at the top. If you can see it on the screen, I hope you can see it. Dak Prescott, restructure, give you $22 million. DeMarcus Lawrence will give you $9 million. Zach Martin will give you $9 million. Tyron Smith will give you $6 million. Zeke will give you $7 million. Michael Gallup will give you $7 million. Dorrance Armstrong will give you $2 million. What my calculator at? Let's add this up. We're over $7 million in cap space right now. If we just restructure, not even cut, so we keep these players. We're keeping them. You know, because the goal is to add talent, not get rid of them, right? 22 plus 9, we're just going to round it. Plus another 9. Plus 6, plus 7, plus 7, plus 2. $62 million in cap space that you just freed up if you restructure Dak, Tank, Zach, Tyron, Zeke, Michael Gallup, and Dorrance Armstrong. Over $62 million is what you're getting. You can take that cap space, and plus you got the bonus that's the updated cap space that's coming next year. You can sign some people with $62 million in cap space. We need weapons around Dak. You got a chance to get them. Let's go get them. You need somebody on defense. Like I said, outside of Diggs, we really didn't have a secondary. Bland did a good job. Let's keep Bland around. We got somebody that's interested in coming to the Cowboys. He's a veteran, and he might not cost as much. And that's Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson is very interested in joining the Dallas Cowboys. He grew up a Cowboys fan, and he wants to come to Dallas. He's made it known that he wants to come to Dallas in the offseason. So I don't think he's going to cost much at this point in his career. I wouldn't mind having Trayvon Diggs, Patrick Peterson, Deron Bland. Jordan Lewis is still under contract, so you technically stuck with him right now. That'll be your first 4 until you decide to either draft or trade for somebody else, or you sign somebody else. Just saying. I don't want this video to be long. Well, we at 25 minutes. Let's leave. Yeah, we go ahead and cut it. We go ahead and cut it off. So I'm just saying, there's options out there. Marcus Peters is out there. That's a corner free agent. Yeah, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people that got free agents, coming up. So let's look at all positions real quick. Let's look at wide receiver free agency. Let's update this before we get off of here. I appreciate everybody that's watching this exclusive on YouTube. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know who you would keep, who you would cut, how you would restructure the contract, and etc. Leave all those opinions in the comment section. I've already told you what I would do. Let's look at some wide receivers. Nelson Aguilar, he's a free agent, not interested. Sterling Shepard, not interested. DJ Chark. Actually, I would take a look at DJ Chark. He's only 26 years old, got a lot of speed on him. He might work as a third option here. Randall Cobb, not interested. Marvin Jones, not interested. Julio, not interested. Byron Pringle. Yeah, I don't know. Alan Lazard, that'll be a nice pickup for Dallas if Alan Lazard comes down here. Jacoby Myers, he's pretty decent. Deontay Hardy. Juju Smith. Juju is only 26 years old. That's crazy. AJ Green, not interested. Jarvis Landry, not interested. Matthew Slater, not interested. Cam Sims, he all right, but it depends on how much money he wants. But other than that, mostly not interested. N'Keal Harry, not interested. I don't even know how to say his name. Zacchaeus. I don't know. He's pretty decent. He all right, and he can be an option too. But only 25 years old. But it's really nobody on this list that's like standing out to me. Marcus Goodwin, he's 32 years old. McCole Hartman, that's a name. I'm very interested in him. Bring him in. He can bring that speed that we need on offense. We can use him in different ways. Paris Campbell, I'm interested in him. Let's see, Rashad Higgins, he's pretty decent. Chris Moore, he all right too. Richie James, I'm interested in Richie James. Philip Dorsett, I don't know if he still got his speed or not. Dante Pettis, I don't know what happened to that guy. Let's see. T.Y. Hilton, again, I already told you, I'm letting him go. Steven Sims, nah, not interested. Marcus Callaway, Jeff Smith, Darius Slayton. What is Darius Slayton? Nobody knows what Darius Slayton really is. He didn't live up to his contract, right? Juwan Jennings. I'm a little interested in Juwan Jennings. So these are the wide receivers here. Let's get into running back, since running back is a hot topic here in Dallas. Saquon Barkley, I'm definitely interested in him if the Cowboys can find a way to get him here. Jamal Williams, I'm interested in him if the Cowboys can find a way to get him here. Josh Jacobs, definitely will definitely want Josh Jacobs if the Cowboys can find a way to get him here. But most likely these guys are not coming because we still got Zeke. Dante Foreman, that'll be a nice backup. But we already got a powerful guy, so we need speed behind Zeke. Miles Sanders is a free agent. Boston Scott is a free agent. McKinnon is a free agent. Matt Breida is a free agent. Darrell Williams is a free agent. Latavius Murray, he's a solid running back, but he's about to be 34 years old. Marlon Mack, what does Marlon Mack have left in the tank? Justin Jackson. Let's see, Devin Singletary. Nah, he's really not living up to the hype in Buffalo, so I'm good on him. Tony Pollard, once again, coming off that injury. That's gonna change a lot. James Robinson, Myles Gaskin. So the list is, for me personally, the list of wide receivers and running backs are not that deep. Just to be honest with you. Let's look at defensive line. Let's look at the edge. Robert Quinn. Nope. We already had him. Brandon Graham. I already had him. Njoku. I would definitely take Njoku if we could find a way to get him. Clowney. He's a name. He doesn't really live up to the hype. Akeem Hicks. No, I'm not interested. Let's see. Ron Smoot. Not really interested. Melvin Ingram. Not really interested at his age. Lorenzo Carter, I would take a look at him. And he knows Dan Quinn pretty well. Dante Fowler, I said if he comes back cheap, I will bring Fowler back. He's only 28 years old. Kazir White, that's somebody you might want to look into. Yeah, let's see. Jason Pierre-Paul, not interested. DeMarcus Walker, not living up to the hype. Shaq Lawson. I would look at Shaq Lawson. I would give Shaq Lawson a look. Vinny Curry, not interested. Mario Edwards, I will put him at D tackle more than DN. So it's a lot to look at, man. It's a lot of options out here. Then you got the draft coming up as well. So it's a lot to really get into, man. But I told you who I would keep. I told you who I would personally get rid of if I was in the front office of the Dallas Cowboys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If not, let me know in the comment section. I tried to break down the salary for you, for Dak, for Zeke, and all that, so you can see it on the screen. If you keep them and if you cut them post and pre-June 1st, if you restructure them and all that. So hopefully you got what you needed out of this. If not, let me know. I will make another one and I will break it down even more. To all the people that's tagging me on Facebook and inboxing me on Facebook about what I would do, I would either restructure or extend Dak. Zeke is a tough one. It's hard for me to call Zeke because I'm very biased towards Zeke. Zeke is one of my favorite players, but I am seeing the decline that I hate to see. He is definitely declining. But if you can find a way to restructure him and get $7 million, I'll do it just to keep him here. He still has some type of value. I just don't. Yeah, he can't be a starter no more full time like that. So Zeke, that one hurt me, man. Watching Zeke fall and watching him not be the same, and it's getting worse year after year. That hurts me personally, man, because I am a huge Zeke fan, and it just happened out of nowhere. So, my thing is, I don't want to hit any dead money. I don't want any dead cap money if we can avoid it. If we could keep these guys and find a way to clear cap space without dead money, and we still get to have this talent, the options to have these guys on the team, let's do it. Restructure. Extend. Michael Gallup needs to be restructured immediately and gain that $7 million. Tyron Smith, restructure immediately. Zach Martin, restructure immediately. These guys are getting older. Tank Lawrence, restructure immediately. Getting older, but Tank needs to stay. You can't lose Tank. You can't lose Zach Martin and Tyron Smith. And at the current moment, you can't lose Michael Gallup even though he didn't do nothing. My whole thing is I'd rather keep these guys and have the option of using them when I need them versus just letting them go and have a whole bunch of dead money. Right now, La'el Collins, we let him go. He's costing us $8 million in dead cap space. He's not even on the team and he's costing us $8 million. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, restructure these guys. It's not hard to do. They still get paid. You still got cap space, and then you just add to it. It's not hard to do, man. So that's my video for today, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. Hopefully y'all got everything y'all needed, all the questions and stuff that y'all been tagging me in on Facebook. Hopefully I answered those questions. I'm kind of rambling. It's been a long day, so I know I kind of rambled a little bit, so I ain't gonna lie to you. But hopefully, man, hopefully you got your answers. Hopefully I broke it down enough for you. If not, I will do it another day. I will delete this and come back another day and make one where I'm wide awake and all that. But I just had to get this out the way because too many people have tagged me this week, especially with us being iced in and me I'm on Zoom calls nonstop working on this new business. By the way, shout out to dopecontent.com. This is brought to you by dopecontent.com. We have a new market, by the way, so make sure you shop at dopecontent.com. That's some of the products we have here. Just go there. I'm not gonna go on the full promotion right there. But yeah, man, people have been tagging me, inbox. Like, hey, watch a show. Because a lot of the stuff that y'all tag me in, I've already addressed on the Dope Sports Podcast. I've already addressed it multiple times. I've already said Dak wasn't good against the 49ers for you people that be like, oh, all you do is excuse Dak. I said Dak was trash against the 49ers. I said it. Watch a show, you would know that. I've called Dak out plenty of times when he was bad. Do I think it's more than just Dak? Yes. And one of the problems is gone. Kellen Moore is gone. So now if Dak sucks next year, I ain't got no more excuse for him. It ain't no excuse for him. So, hey, let's call it what it is. Zeke is falling off. As much as I want to keep him, if they let him go, I wouldn't be surprised at it. I just don't want any dead cap money. That's my only issue. I just don't want any dead cap money from any of these players if they do decide to move on from them. And from the way it's sounding, the Cowboys plan on restructuring all these guys. So I appreciate that. They asked Jerry Jones, does he regret trading Amari Cooper? Of course, Jerry's stubborn as hell. He's going to say, oh, no, I don't regret trading him, but, we didn't get the value that we thought we was going to get at wide receiver. Really? You thought Michael Gallup coming off of 2 ACL tears is going to come back and be Michael Gallup again? You thought Dennis Houston was going to be worth something? You thought Noah Brown, who was your 5th wide receiver last year and actually was playing tight end, and he was only in to block, you thought he was going to be able to just move up to the number 2 spot with no problem? You didn't add nobody. You could have added T.Y. Hilton at the beginning of the season, and T.Y. would have been better for you throughout the year. But you want to wait till last minute to add him. T.Y. could have been on the team. Just saying, y'all, you cheap. You letting players go, walk for nothing. You hitting dead cap for nothing, being cheap. And then you see everybody else load up, and you can't get past these loaded up teams. And now your feelings hurt and you crying and all. Oh man, yeah, I'm sorry, Cowboys fans, man. Shut up.
Shut up, bitch.
And then you got all these idiots want to blame Dak like Dak the only person playing. Oh, Dak can't win this. Josh Allen ain't winning either. Oh, we should trade for Aaron Rodgers. When the last time Aaron Rodgers done anything in the playoffs? Aaron Rodgers. Then they say, oh, Aaron Rodgers' team suck. Aaron Rodgers had the best wide receiver in the game for years. He had one of the best running games in the NFL for years. Yeah, he lost Zadarius Smith this year, and the linemen didn't live up to their hype at the beginning of the season. But by the end of the season, the Packers defense was looking like the Packers defense again. What did Aaron Rodgers do? He threw picks. He couldn't beat Detroit. He's been in a trash division for years. Get to the playoffs and lose. He win 13 games every year because that division was trash. And then get to the playoffs and lose to the same team the Cowboys were losing to. They lost to the 49ers last year too. Dak put up 17. He put up 10. With Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones and Dillon. Randall Cobb and all of them. Randall Cobb was in Dallas. almost had 1,000 yards, and that's with Amari Cooper on the other side. Man, anyway, let me go. Let me go. If you a Dak hater, just say you don't like Dak. A lot of people are still mad. That's literally a Tony Romo fan page that all they do is talk about how good Romo was, and they just talk trash on Dak. Get over it. Romo is gone. He's in the booth saying N-words. And Romo won 2 freaking playoff games. 2. Dak got 2 already. Romo won 2 his whole career. Romo had T.O., Terrence Williams, prime Dez, prime Jason Witten, prime Marion Barber, prime DeMarco Murray, prime Terry Glenn. Not prime Terry Glenn, but he did have Terry Glenn. Patrick Creighton. Like, stop this, man. Stop this. Romo had plenty of teams. He had prime DeMarcus Ware, prime Terrence Newman, prime Anthony Spencer, Jay Ratliff. Like, this man had a team. Prime Tyron Smith, Zach Martin. This man had a team. 2 wins his whole career. You can't win with T.O. You can't win with Dez, prime Dez. You can't win with prime Jason Witten, DeMarco Murray, Marion Barber. He couldn't win. Prime DeMarcus Ware. DeMarcus Ware left and went to Denver for 1 season, got a freaking Super Bowl. And Peyton Manning was noodle arm. It's like, let it go. Romo's done. He's been done since 2016. He lost his job. The team voted him out. It's over. Let it go. 2 wins. Y'all act like this man was out here winning Super Bowls. And I hate to talk about Romo like that because I'm a Romo fan. I defended Romo more than anybody. Now I'm defending Dak like I was defending Romo. But let's call it what it is. Romo had plenty of opportunity, plenty of weapons, and he didn't get the job done. Because Romo was good for gunslinging and throwing picks too at the end of the game. Brett Favre, this is what he is. Only thing different is Brett Favre looked up and got 1 ring with Reggie White balling. That's it. Just like Aaron Rodgers, gunslinger. Aaron Rodgers, actually, I'll take that back. Aaron Rodgers is one of the most accurate passes ever. But he ain't won. Outside that 1 Super Bowl with Mike McCarthy, the coach y'all was trying to get rid of, by the way. One of the best to ever play the game, got 1. Y'all forget it's hard to win a Super Bowl. Dan Marino is one of the best to ever play. 0 Super Bowl rings. 0. Dan Marino can outthrow pretty much this whole league right now. 0 Super Bowl rings. John Elway only got 2. Like, it's not easy to win a freaking Super Bowl, and it's not always all on the quarterback. It's a team effort. It's 11 players on both sides of the field. This is not the NBA. One player is not going to just win it. Jeez, man, I hate having to say this same stuff over and over because of idiots. Just because you personally don't like Dak. You can't even think logical. You just say stupid stuff. Get out of here, man. But anyway, y'all have a good day, man. I'm done. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. My YouTube exclusive for the day. Cowboys, who you get rid of, who you keeping. I really didn't mean to go on a rant. It just happened. So, yeah, till next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, man.